decision. You want to make a decision. That's what it's about. Being committed, being focused, being dedicated to a single goal until you go ahead and reach that goal. You have to go ahead and become, focus and make that decision. And one of the biggest questions we have to ask ourselves, because, some of us, we might say, okay, I've started messaging people, I've talked to people, or I've talked to 100 people or 1,000 people or whatever it is, or you think that you're putting in the work, you're posting on your stories, but you really have to ask yourself, even just today, what have you done today? You have to ask yourself this every single night before you go to sleep. What did you do today? Were you messaging people? Were you posting? Were you following up with people in the past? Were you, reading? Were you doing things to get yourself better? Were you listening to podcasts, or were you just scrolling through, Twitter, Instagram, watching Netflix, YouTube, stuff that isn't getting you better on a daily basis? You have to really ask yourself, what does your day consist of? And I know, a lot of people may not do this full time. They might have a job. Okay, I understand that. But whether you work 6, 7, 8 hours a day, we still have more hours in the day. Say you work 8 hours a day and you go ahead and, sleep for, let's say, another 8. You sleep for another 8. You still have 8 hours to be productive and be active and take advantage of the opportunities that are given to you. So you have to ask yourself every single day, what have I done? And if you didn't do what you think you need to do in that time, you need to go ahead and make a decision to go ahead and change that. Because Netflix isn't getting you paid at all. Those funny YouTube videos, those funny memes are not getting you paid. I can promise you that. If anything, you're getting somebody else paid. So you have to understand that you have to make that decision to start changing your daily routine, because at the end of the day, it's about, how many, people you share the story with. They say the person that shares their story the most is who wins. That's all it is. The only difference between me, you, or us, and like Joey, Matt, or Chairman 750s is they have just shared the story with more people, more people. And, some of you guys might be saying, all right, I've shared it with this person. I've shared it with that person. I've shared it to 100, 200, 300 people, and I'm not getting the results, you want. And that's just the name of the game sometimes. Because if you share a good idea long enough to enough people, eventually somebody's going to come in and be that right person, be that next person that has as much hustle or motivation or even more than you. You want somebody that wants to hustle even more than you. That is all it takes, is just sharing it long enough to get to that point. That's what happened with me and Josh. And that's really what happened. We were working. And then we found a Jake Bloomstrand, who's now, an educator with the company, working. Then we, found a Jade, who's about to go ahead and speak on this call tonight. Working. Then we found a Brooke, or we found a Cole. We found all these different people by just continually, and constantly, and with motivation and passion, sharing the story to as many people as we possibly could, until we found those leaders that are now helping us build, to hopefully, the towers. We want to be in the skyscrapers. So that's all it takes, is just really sharing the story. And a lot of people's biggest problem is they are afraid to fail. You can't be afraid to fail in this. You can't be afraid to fail in life. We only have one life. You hear it all the time. You hear the cliche, but we really only have one life. And you got to think, some of us are 20 or 30 or whatever it is, years old, and all those years have already passed. Think about all the things that we've just done, bullshitting our days away. Not doing anything productive. The time is going to pass. The time is always going to go ahead and pass. So we have to go ahead and, make that decision to go ahead and work. We have the best thing in the planet, in the world, and we can't be afraid to fail. At the end of the day, the event's going to occur. Just go ahead and move on. You got to think about any situation you've ever felt in your life. It's always past, whether it's happy, sad. No emotion lasts forever. So if you can just get over that fear and just push through regardless, you can go ahead and be successful. And that's why one of my favorite quotes is, it goes like, pain is temporary, but quitting lasts forever. That is the only way to lose in this business, is if you quit. That's the only way to lose at anything in life, is if you go ahead and quit. And I kind of want to tell you guys a little story, just about, failure and quitting in general. So about 4 or 5 years ago, I moved for the summer to Michigan to go ahead and do, I was a sales representative for a siding and roofing company. But before, it was the summer. I had just got off my freshman year of college. I was pumped to come home, see all my friends, hang out, kick it. Everybody's gonna be back in the city, for the first time, after being gone for a whole entire year. And, 2 days of me being home, I get the call because I was going to just work at like Denny's, you know, being a server for the summer, you know, stack up some money and then go back to school. And I got the call that, you know, I could go ahead and move out to Michigan for the summer, stay in a hotel by myself the whole entire summer and, you know, work. But the thing is, the people that were doing it were making 100,000 that summer, 200,000, 300,000. So I was like, damn, you know, this is kind of scary. But if I had the opportunity to, you know, make that type of money, I have to do it. So that, you know, I packed in my bags that night, put some, you know, gas in my car and went ahead in the next day, you know, took off, drove 10 hours to Michigan, and I worked that entire summer. And I actually worked every single day in the beating sun. I was on roofs, knocking on doors, you know, inspecting people's roofs, you know, trying to, you know, sell them the idea that they needed a new roof, and didn't get a sale for the whole first entire month, you know, no money. You know, I'm sitting there every single night in that hotel like, damn, I'm not getting paid. I just moved out 10 hours away from my friends and family, and I'm not getting paid. But, you know, kept doing it, kept going on it, kept being consistent. And eventually, you know, I ended up making a pretty nice amount that summer. And I actually ended up buying, you know, an Audi after that summer. I was pumped. I was like, hell yeah, I just made some money. I'm about to buy a brand new car. I'm excited. Let's get it. And I bought that new car, and that was awesome. But the thing is, if I would have gave up and just left after that 1 month, I wouldn't have been able to, you know, have that success in the back end. That's the same thing with this business. And the funny part about it is after, I think it was maybe 3 or 4 months of having that Audi, the engine actually blew up. So, and I had, before the engine blew up, there was a problem, and I fixed the problem. It's $3,000. I fixed the problem. But then the next problem happened, fixed it again. It was another 1,000. And then the engine completely blew. I was sad. I was crushed. I'd worked all summer, just spent a bunch of money on a new car. I was happy, excited. Josh is laughing in the chat, and it was crazy. You know, I was so upset, and I was like, damn, I just worked all of this for nothing. You know, failure. You know, I felt like I had failed. And the thing is, I could have just been done that year. I could have said, all right, the next year I'm not going to do it, and I can do it during the summer, whatever it is. I came back the next summer and just worked my ass off again. But you know what I didn't do? I didn't buy that car the next summer. I said, we're going to wait on that. We're going to wait on that. But that's, you know, what it is. It's, you can't be afraid to fail, because if you're afraid to fail, you'll never reach your wildest goals. You know, the only difference between, you know, me and you, or, you know, you and Josh, or you or us and Joey and Matt, is they have just failed more times than we have. You know, if you don't fail, you won't find the right way to go ahead and succeed. You know, there's another quote that says, I haven't failed. I've just found 1,000 ways, you know, to not do something. And that's just what it is at the end of the day. You can't be afraid to fail. If you push past it, if you go ahead and work your ass off, the results will come, whether it's in a month, a year, or 5 years, they will come. So just stay consistent, and, you know, you can achieve anything. And that's really much, you know, really all I wanted to say. You're going to go ahead and hear from some great leaders that are about to go ahead and speak. I don't know which one is speaking first, but I know Jade is crushing it. He's out in Fargo, and Brooke, she's crushing this thing as well. She actually just started, you know, building, I think maybe a month and a half ago or 2 months ago, and she's just completely running with this thing. You know, it's insane to see, you know, how far both of them have came in their short times, you know, and it's amazing. It's awesome to go ahead and see. So I'm gonna go ahead and let them talk, because they got some crazy fire to spit as well. So.
Yo, I appreciate that, Jay. Hey, drop some ones in the chat for Patnode's advice. That was some awesome stuff, man. That was a really powerful story. Really shows do not quit. You know, there's been so many times where everyone on this call could have quit, but you're on this call still. It says a lot about you guys as a whole. So what we're going to do right now, guys, is we're going to have the next leader hop on here and actually share their story, you know, just kind of explain some of the things that they have been doing to absolutely crush this business, guys. You know, I already see the one that I'm going to call on right now. See, I don't even know the order. But, you know, this person puts in work every single day, is hustling their face off, is grinding over and over, constantly mastering their craft, because that's really what it takes, guys. You got to be dedicated for 3 to 5 years to live a life that no one else gets to live, guys. So I'm going to go on here. I'm going to have Brooke Brower share her experience, her story, some heat right now. I'm going to go ahead and pin your video, drop some fire right now in the chat. Let's get it.
Yes. Hi, guys. How's it going? I am very happy and excited to be here. Like Jay said, I actually just hit my 3-month mark, just 2 days ago. Like you said, I just started building only like a month and a half ago. So, but I just kind of want to explain that, I'm no different than anyone else. Yes, I'm brand new. But if you're kind of catching on to these leadership calls and stuff, it's really just a motivational hype fest. So that's just kind of all we're doing here. And so I just kind of wanted to build off that. And kind of what we're just doing here is, planting seeds. obviously you guys aren't going to remember every single thing that we all talk about. I mean, there's so many times where like Joey or Josh will do overviews and they like are just whipping out one-liners. I'm like, wait, slow down so I can write these down. So you're not going to remember everything, but just remember that we're planting seeds, and this is just a big, hype fest. So when you get off here, you can spread the hype to, your team and new people as well. But, a lot of times, when we hop off these leadership calls, it's like, all right, I have that fire inside of me, but what am I supposed to do next with it? And so I'm kind of a person where I can't just talk about something random or force it. I have to talk about, something that I've been thinking about or that I've seen, with myself or my team or other people. So one of the first things that I just wanted to talk about is content engagement and personal engagement. So when you're sharing this information with people, I've been guilty of this, like just as I've been starting and seeing other people do it as well. But just like when we're posting on stories or, chatting with people over Zoom or trying to get people to come on Zoom through text, I've just seen a lot of like pushiness or like, what can we do? And a lot of it's like, if we're posting a story, it's like team ambition, a paragraph here, highlight here, underline here. It's just a lot going on. And then it says DM or swipe, where sometimes, that just can come off as, like, oh, this person's trying to sell me something or they want something from me. So I just kind of wanted to talk about, when people are looking at certain engagement or what you have to offer, they're looking at and then seeing it, what can they offer me? When I'm seeing something, or like when I first hopped on my call with Jay, I was kind of waiting for him to be like, all right, what can this guy offer me? Like, why do I want to be associated with him and what he's a part of? And so I just kind of wanted to encourage you guys to be creative and kind of change the way that you talk about the Academy with people and the way that you post about it. And so kind of what I wanted to go over is emphasizing the great parts about the Academy. So not just saying, swipe up to get started today or join Team Ambition. Like, talk about what's great about it, because people want to know what is great about it. So of course, financial freedom, that's obviously one of the hugest reasons why we all started to do this is, with this one opportunity, there's 2 ways to earn additional streams of income right there. I mean, mention that. And what comes financial freedom is time freedom. I want to be able to wake up when I want. I want to take naps when I want. I want to go to the gym when I want. I want to travel when I want. So, mention stuff like that. Working from anywhere at any time. I mean, there's so many times where I wake up in the morning, I pull my laptop over from my nightstand and I chill in bed. I like make $50 before I even step out of bed in the morning, talk about stuff like that. Mention the community that we're a part of. I always tell people on Zoom calls, no one is forced to be here. Everyone that's a part of this chose this and wants this for themselves. So it's just like a community that I want to be a part of. All the group chats that we're in, if I post something or I post a picture, like, people hype me up, and I love that. And like, you just explain that to people because people like to be appreciated and noticed and hyped up. And, just talk about like the sessions that we get to come on, leadership calls like this, the pros that we get to work with. And me, never in a million years would I have thought that, I was going to live an hour away from Joey and Matt and get to have live events with them. There's some people on my team that live in Texas, and I tell them that I've literally met Joey and Matt, and they're like, no way. I'm like, yeah, like, it's just super cool that, like, the people that you meet throughout your life. And now I can say that, I've known them forever, and, who knows down the line, who they know, who I'm going to get introduced to. That's just what networking is. Talk about the live events that we go to, what goes on at these events, why they're great to go to. I mean, even if there's free food, if you are on the lake, or if you're at, just whatever it is, or even, just meeting, let's say, some new closest friends. I know for me personally, I've always kind of struggled with, finding a group of people that I really connected with and wanted to be a part of my life, because to be honest, I don't go out a lot. I really have always had high goals and dreams for myself, and to find like-minded people like that is so rare. So when I met this community, it was honestly like a blessing just to meet the people that I've met so far. Like, my sister has known Jay and Josh for quite some time, and I am just so grateful that she told me about Jay and I hopped on a call with them, because I'm just very glad to have, people like this as, friends. And so when you make lists like this too, some people are like, when people ask, what's your why? Why are you doing this? And you kind of freeze up and you don't know what to say. Talking about stuff like that is your why. It's why you're a part of this. And, I always kind of share a snippet of this, when I first start Zoom calls, as I'm going through it and as I close, because people want personal experience. They want to know why you're doing this. Like, what's your success? Like, why is this the opportunity to be in? So if you can kind of break down what's great about this academy, that's just going to want to make people be a part of it. We're not trying to sell or convince anyone or push anything. We're just talking about the life that we're living and why it's so great. And if people want to join that, then so be it. And then they're going to be the leaders that we work with. So that's kind of one of the things that I wanted to talk about. I kind of want to switch gears and talk about one more thing, then I'll pass it to Jade. I kind of just came up with it today, but it's called add one, lose one. So you cannot remain the same and expect results that you've never experienced. So kind of what I mean by that is, for example, I want to be a six-figure earner. I've never achieved that in my life. So I can't be the same person and expect those results. I have to do something different. So add one, lose one. So for example, you have to add things into your life, personal development, growth. For example, reading. I've talked to a few people on my team about this, and they're like, nope, I will never read another book in my life. I said the same thing. Literally all throughout middle school, I was in special education reading classes because I mean, for so many reasons. I hated it. And, when we would have class and I would have to be the student that had to, sneakily get out of my chair, leave the class to go to my special education class, it just, throughout high school and college, it just made me afraid of reading. I didn't want to read because of my past, because I was just, afraid of how people looked at me. So I literally had not finished a book cover to cover in years because of what my middle school experience was. But then after college came and I knew that I wanted, to learn more about finances, businesses, and personal development. And in order to do that, I have to get knowledge from somewhere. So I had to start, doing something. But the coolest thing is that when you're out of school and college and you don't have people telling you what to read or do, you can choose what type of material you want to absorb. So, I just choose, like, I watch Shark Tank. I absolutely love Shark Tank. And so I bought Damon John's book and I absolutely love it. Never would I've ever thought in a million years I'd read again. So that's one thing that you can add into your life, waking up 30 minutes to an hour earlier in the morning, going to the gym. If you're not consistent at going to the gym, add another day into the week. Cleaning up your diet, watching podcasts. If you don't know where to start with these things, ask anyone. Ask me, Jade, Josh. I have a list of podcasts that I listen to. Host a leadership call or a live event if you haven't already. These are just a few things that I wrote that you can add into your life, but you have to change something, or you have to add something if you want to grow. And then the lose one, cut out a day of drinking or smoking. Some people are like, oh, that's my time to, hang out with my buddies and chill and, relax from the week. If you want to achieve these results that you've never achieved before, you have to change something. And I guarantee it's going to be worthwhile. You have to sacrifice something for the time being in order to receive those great results. Cutting out any negative people in your life. I've had to do that with so many, especially high school friends. Like, I'm still in group chats today with some of my high school buddies, but it's like, I know that they're not good for me. They're not going to make me grow. And so you have to start to kind of pick and choose who you want in your life. And, they say that you're the average of the 7 people that you hang out with. If you hang out with people that are negative, that drink, that smoke, that, whatever, you're going to be the average of those people. Cutting out negative, pessimistic mindsets, Netflix, couch time, TV time, just stuff like that. So that's just kind of one thing I want to throw in is add one, lose one. You can't remain the same and expect results that you've never experienced before. So I know I threw a lot out at you guys, but I've had just a lot rolling through my brain lately. So I'm just going to pass it to Jade now. Thanks, guys.
All right. We'll pass that to Jade here in a second. Guys, drop some ones in the chat for Brooke. Holy cow, she just brought some heat. That is some heat to the table. Holy cow. That's a chairwoman loading 100%, guys. That's the grit, the boldness that you need. Just absolutely step out of your comfort zone and go crazy. So good job, Brooke. That was absolutely awesome. Thank you for the value that you provide to this team. Absolutely beautiful, guys. So the next person we're going to have hop on here, guys, this is a Platinum 2000, absolute workhorse, puts in work every day, all the time, always calling me, meetings and meetings and meetings, hustling, creating leaders, growing, expanding constantly, guys. Jade Hepper has been absolutely destroying this thing since he got started, guys. And it's because he's just coachable and teachable. He has a work ethic and he's never going to quit, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Jade Hepper. Let's go ahead and get this thing going, boss. What it do?
Yes, sir. How's everybody doing? Thanks
Oh.
for, thanks Josh, Jay, for having me on this call, guys. And what I wanted to cover today is a lot of us on here, you might still be in that unranked, that 2 and free category, but you want to take the next step. You want to go ahead and start building this into an actual business, getting the residual income. Now, from going from unranked to P150, it really only requires 3 simple steps. And those 3 steps, one is mastering. You have to master how you invite people, right? If you're spilling the beans saying, oh, buddy, this costs money, but I can show you how to get a free account. You like all that stuff, it's an instant turnoff. And it goes back to what Brooke was saying about what you post, that kind of stuff as well. We just need to get good at, piquing interest with almost as little information as possible. Right? Josh posted a video of, things not to say in the chat a few times, not telling people this costs money, just telling them we trade as a team, we try to secure profits daily. And if you want to hear more information, hop on a Zoom call with us. Right? Because guys, you literally cannot explain this over a text message. You can't explain this over the phone, right? People will hit you with thousands of questions, and more times than not, by the time you're answering the questions, they're more confused than when you started. So yeah, mastering inviting, that's the first step. The second step is to begin building a personal brand on social media. Right? We're not just an advertisement account. We're not posting trading, posting this and repeatedly. It's the best things in your life, right? What do you like to do? You like to go hunting. You like to go to the gym, all of those aspects of your life, while also filtering in a couple things about trading, about the business, things like that. And then with that as well, being consistent with social media. Right? You might post one day and, you might not get people to reach out. But, when people see you posting a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months down the road, they're like, wow, this guy's legit. He's making money. I mean, I got to swipe up. I got to talk to him. And that's literally how I got into this business. I literally watched Josh's stories for 7-8 months. Just watched them. And one day I was like, Jesus, man, I got to see what this is about. It's crazy. And then, guys, the last step is literally just believing in yourself, believing in this product, right? If you don't believe that this works, how are you ever going to try and get someone else to believe that it does, right? So just getting it through your mind, taking that step where I'm not going to care what people think of me posting on social media. I don't really care about that stuff, right? And, the other thing is people that, you might not be the best trader yet. But, if that mindset is keeping you from at least getting a free account, that's hurting you, right? Because, Joey Wilson literally said it the best, guys. The question is not, does the system work? The question is, do you work? Right? This system works. We have trading calls every day. I mean, I was literally 19-2 on our trading calls, just the Stratton Oakmont calls. So it's crazy there. But then you guys, that's how you will hit P150. And then go ahead and taking that step from P150 to P6 is now starting to duplicate your business, right? Teaching your teammates how to invite properly so they don't have to go through the same failures that you did. Right? Teaching them how not to spill the beans, what to say, and how to line up calls. And then, just following up with prospects. If you hit up a bunch of people right when you got in the business and not everyone wanted to join right away, but you're consistent on social media, people see that you're still here, and then you follow up with them 2-3 weeks down the road, people's minds change every single day. It's crazy if you just reach out. And it might not even be the second time you follow up. It might be the third, the fourth, but, just staying consistent with following up as well. And, once you break through that zone, do not take your foot off the gas pedal, right? And that's kind of what I've seen is, people will go they'll blast through P150. They'll be almost hitting P6, and then they slow down. They're not doing their daily disciplines, doing their daily goals, right? And what I found out in this business, guys, if you are not moving forward, you're moving backwards, right? You might not see it in your back office right away, but a week, 2 weeks down the road, I mean, you're going to see people dropping. You're not fully committed anymore. How can you expect your team to be committed? But yeah, guys, that's just some of the stuff I wanted to spit. You know, going and hitting P600 is so doable. I don't say this to brag, guys. I did it in less than a month. But, you know, Cancun, January 21st, January 2021, we're all got to be there, guys. We're all going. But, yeah, I just kind of wanted to quickly take some time to say that stuff, guys. And, you know, just believing in your team even when they don't believe in themselves, right? They might not think that they're the best at this yet, but if you believe in them, they're not going to give up. But if you stop believing in them, stop helping them, they're also going to give up, guys, and you'll start falling backwards. So keep your foot on the gas pedal, and I can't wait to see everybody in Cancun.
Hey, let's go, baby. Hell yeah, guys. Drop some sevens in the chat. Let's get it. Cancun in January is going to be so lit. Absolutely crazy, guys. You're surrounded by personal development. You know, when we were just in Arizona, guys, well, before I even talk about that, Jake, great job, man. That was absolutely awesome. You know, thank you for the value that you just provided to everyone on this call, guys. You know, it's crazy. It's not about what you can learn. It's about what you can teach. It's all about what you can teach. You can go learn everything, but if you can't teach it to people, you won't build a duplicatable business, guys. This is about creating leaders. So the more you can learn, the more leaders you can create, and the more that you can duplicate your business, guys. So hold on, I think someone just had their mic unmuted. When we were just in Arizona, though, guys, you know, we're sitting there with P2000s and above, and being around like that personal development, like everyone in there has built an organization of over 75 people. It was powerful. It really was. You were just surrounded by people that are just hungry, and the conversations were insane, guys. And so I'm telling you, you want to be in Cancun on January, guys. It's going to be absolutely insane. You know, it's going to be, you know, beaches, dinners on the beach. It's going to be going on excursions, you know, celebrating with the entire team. That's what this is all about, guys. It's about creating the memories, working hard, really, really hard, work, play. It's really fun, guys. So I appreciate everyone who shared on this call, guys. It's not going to be on here too much longer, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share some stuff myself, and then we're going to go ahead and we'll close out of this call, though. Okay, guys, if you've gained some value from this call or you've been taking notes, drop some ones in the chat, though. Let's see who's actually paying attention. I like this stuff, guys. It's absolutely crazy. This is where you come to grow and crush ranks. Let's get it, baby. Jade, I want to talk about something you talked about, man. You talked about how you spent 7, 8, 9 months of watching my stories. And when you told me that, first of all, I was like, why didn't you hit me up earlier? But, you know, people will come in and out of your business for the right and wrong reason, guys, all the time. You know, constantly people that are in your business, the ones that aren't meant to be there are going to leave. And eventually the ones that are meant to be there are going to come into your business, guys. You just have to stick around long enough to see yourself have the success that you are able to obtain. That's it. This is all just a longevity game, guys. You got to stick around long enough to see what you can really do. Most people quit before they see the success that they're right there, right next to, guys. And so, Jade, you know, if I wouldn't have, you know, been posting for those 7, 8, 9 months, that was my first year of the business, 7, 8, 9 months. And I just would have quit and just said, you know what, I'm out of college, I'm graduated. All of my friends and blah, blah, blah are getting jobs, salaries. They're already making 50, 60, 70K a year. And I'm sitting here, you know, P150. I'm like, if I would have stopped posting with Jay, though, none of this probably would be happening right now. And I'm not saying that we're the reason that, you know, everything's growing and stuff like that, but, you know, you wouldn't have been in the business. You know, Jay and I probably maybe would have dropped off. Who knows, guys? It's the power of consistency, you know, being able to work for a period of time with seeing no results at all. Nothing, nada, 0 results. But knowing that the results are there, you're getting better at communication every time you talk to someone, better at inviting, better at presenting, better at self-belief, mindset, growth, abundance, prosperity. You're growing in all these areas, but you might not realize it. Sometimes, guys, this is brand new personal development in people's lives. I'd say 90 to 95% of people on the planet do not practice personal development. I don't even know what it is. And you get flooded in personal development here, guys. So I just want to, you know, talk about some of the rough experiences I've had real quick. You know, I've always been an entrepreneur type person since I was a kid. I'm like a go-getter. I like to hustle. That's what I like to do. I've been doing it since I was young, whether it was online hacking video games when I was super overweight and 13, or when I was in college running some of my other side hustles, guys. And so with this business specifically, though, right before it, I tried drop shipping. I set up websites. I try to get suppliers. I try to get all these things. And I would basically just I'd find a bump in the road to, the success I wanted. And I would take that dream of, middlemaning products online and having this money coming in, and I'd take my dreams and set them on the shelf. And I would go back to doing school. I would go back to hang out with my friends. I'd go back to drinking and partying and blah, blah, blah. And I'd set my dreams on the shelf. They get all dusty. And then randomly 1, 2, 3 months down the road, boom, I got this spark of motivation again. Don't know from where. Grab the dream, take it back off the shelf, and I start working on it again. And, over time, I find another bump in the road. I put it back on the shelf. And so what I want to ask you is, how many times are you going to take your dream and put it on the shelf? What it really comes down to is taking your dream, taking it off the shelf, and absolutely dominating it until you succeed. That's what it really comes down to, guys. This is where, the people who do succeed and don't succeed. It's just taking your dreams, putting it on the table and getting to work, getting done what has to be done, doing the daily goals every single day, staying focused, staying motivated, have an accountability partner, guys. And so our business right here, guys, we had so many no's. Unbelievable amounts of no's. I was flipping through my notes, looking at some leadership stuff, and I saw how many lists I've made of people, like so many times, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people. And I'm like, there's so many no's I've gotten in my life. So many no's, so many don't talk to me about it. I get blocked by people telling me this is absolutely insane. I'll never do that. You're going to fail. You won't make more than 50K a year. You're ridiculous. That's illegal. All these things, tons of stuff, guys, getting yelled at in the bars when we go out, like loser, blah, blah, blah. All these things, you have no clue. And that's what I want to talk about, guys, is like the chairman you see in this company, Matt, Joey, other people, Austin Godze, all these people having tons of success. They have crazy, crazy amounts of no's that they've gotten, crazy stories. So many amazing leaders that have quit their business, rise and fall, just going through hell, guys, to get where they are now. But then, when you're a new IBO in the business, you're a new customer, you join and you see all these people that are all these ranks and you're like, oh, they have it easy. They got all these people. It's just a result of all the work and the process and the grinding and the hustle and the motivation, the dedication, the discipline every single day is what got them there. But you don't see that until you start doing personal development. You actually understand, like, holy cow, they put in some work, guys. And so I just wanted you to kind of understand what does a chairman do on a daily basis, guys. If you really want to become a chairman, I want to see some threes in the chat right now. Who wants to become a chairman on this call? Drop some threes. I'll drop a 3. I want to be a chairman. Let's go, baby. So guys, if you want to become a chairman, one of the first things I learned is you have to become a chairman. Right away, right now on this call, you have to become a chairman, guys. Right now, not after this call, not next week, not in a month from now, not when you hit chairman. Right now, you got to become a chairman. You got to become the type of person that a chairman is. You got to walk, talk, and act like a chairman. So start thinking to yourself, what does a chairman do on a daily basis? What do they do when they wake up? What time do they wake up? Do they go to the gym? Do they eat healthy? Do they, what are the daily goals that they do every single day? How many people do they reach out to? What kind of, calls are they holding? What type of leadership? How many leadership? Just think about all these things. Really think about what do they do on a daily basis that causes them to grow that business. If you can figure out what a chairman does on a daily basis, which I'm about to tell you guys, you will eventually become one if you just do it. That's it. It's as simple as that. You just got to do what a chairman does starting right now, and eventually, boom, you'll become a chairman down the road. But that is called having longevity, guys. So I kind of want to talk about some of the daily goals that a chairman does, guys. So if you have a notebook out, pull it out real quick. I'm going to tell you some of the daily goals that chairmen do on a daily basis, guys. This is called the chairman power list, okay? Excuse me, I'm drinking a Celsius a little bit too late, huh? So guys, some of the daily goals that a chairman does, okay? I'm just going to tell you right now, okay? There's a lot more than just this, but or not a lot more, but I'm just going to tell you basically the quantitative and qualitative stuff that they do on a daily basis. Okay. So this is straight from Alex Morgan, guys. The first thing you got to do, just in general to become a chairman is you have to get tons of attention about your business, tons of attention. And so what does that come down to? That comes down to calling or texting 10 to 20 new people a day. You literally just have to get the word out. It doesn't matter if they get, you get no's, no worries at all. That's fine. Remember, I've gotten thousands of no's, tons of no's. You'd be disgusted if you saw how many no's we've gotten. Really made us uncomfortable at first, but then we realized, oh, we don't care. It doesn't matter. So reach out, text, call 10 to 20 new people a day. Then you want to follow up with 10 to 20 new people a day. 80% of people that ever join your business, it's because you followed up with them. Usually you get that first connection, the first contact, the first talk, text, swipe up, whatever. 80% of the time when they join, it's because you reach back out to them, guys. Okay. So follow up with 10 to 20 people a day. Post on social media every single day. Every single day. All right. I'll give you some advice just from what we have experienced. We posted only trading for like days and months and weeks and over and over and over and over and over, only trading, to the point where our account literally became an advertisement account. People were like, I run into people, even my aunt, she's like, oh, dude, when I see your stories, I'm just like, how fast can I click through these? I'm just like, ow, I'm like, chill. And she's like, well, it doesn't make sense. I have no idea what's going on. And that's what Brooke said, guys. You kind of want to break down what is happening when you're posting on social media. Explain what you're looking at. You can't just start trading and then post in your story the next day and say 4 for 3. It's like people might swipe up and be like, what is this? But oftentimes people are going to be, what is that? It's probably a video game, like whatever. People don't know what trading is. 99% of the world doesn't invest, guys. You got to explain what's going on. So glad that I'm learning how to invest with professionals. Say that on your post, guys. Literally break it down. Use words to explain what's going on in your post. Also, I don't know if you guys follow me, like any of the people who are on the team that have been on for over a year, but we don't just post trading. You want to post a lot of things, because the more value you can provide to people, the more likely they are to connect with you guys. I post stuff like this. I post the gym. I post food. I post traveling. I post pets. If you have a significant other, post them. You post weather. You can post new technology you get. You can post personal development. You can post a favorite book that you have. You can post trading. Obviously, trading is the main focus in this, because we run a network marketing business, but you want to basically provide value and connect with people on social media. They want to know who you are before they even meet you. Like, well, I've seen you do this, and this. I saw you do that. Oh, I remember when you guys did that. How was this? And I'm just like, holy cow. That's how you want to portray your social media. Will you get good at it right away? No. Oh my gosh. It took me a while to even do what I do right now. So, and I'm not nowhere near perfect, guys. So that's the next one. The fourth one would be post or promote the most recent upcoming team event on social media. Tonight's, this leadership call, you should have posted this on your story, just to, promote it. You want to constantly be promoting. So promote the most recent upcoming team event on social media. One after that, personal development. The only reason any of us know anything that we're saying right now is personal development, guys. We wanted to grow, we wanted to teach, we wanted to expand. And, if you can learn as much as you can, you're like the biggest glass of water and you can pour down into your team. But what happens when you run out of things to teach? You need to go learn more so you can teach more. You're trying to grow your team, create leaders, guys. Matt Morris, man. Justin Dorn just said it, guys. I have watched so many Matt Morris videos. This notebook that I have in front of me is literally filled with like tons of notes from Matt Morris. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But that's because I wanted to be able to teach it and talk about it on the call, guys. So personal development, that's a big one. And this is everyday goals, guys. Here's the last two. Set up and complete 2 to 3 meetings a day. That involves having people come to a live event. That involves having people hop on the overview. That involves, having calls, one-on-ones, 2-on-ones, 3-on-ones, guys. So it's set up and complete 2 to 3 meetings a day. That's productivity. You're showing at least 2 to 3 people to plan a day. And here's a good one. 1 personal enrollment a day. That's what makes the business go, guys. 90% of the business is just busy work. It's the 10% of the business that actually grows your business. 1 personal enrollment a day. Go for the goal. Why not? I had someone recently join the team and he's been absolutely going crazy, but he told me, he was like, I want to hit P600 by the end of the year. And I was like, that's awesome, but we should let's step it up like 10x. Why not? See, guys, we are taught limiting beliefs. We're taught to only set goals that you can accomplish. Who here seriously thinks and wants to be chairman by New Year's, guys? Drop a 1 in the chat. Don't just drop a 1. Don't just drop a 1 because other people are. I want to seriously already see who actually believes now that they can actually become a chairman by New Year's, guys. And it's okay if you don't maybe believe that yet, guys. See, the goal is to set quantum goals. set goals so big that they literally make you nervous, like sick to your stomach. You're like, that sounds impossible. That's the kind of goal you want to set. Quantum goals. Because most times, guys, people set goals that are way too small, way too accomplishable, guys. You want to set goals that are huge. We want to be chairman 25 by New Year's, guys. That's going from a team of like 350 to 1,250. Okay. You got to have quantum mindset, massive growth, massive work ethic, guys. And so those are the daily goals. I have them right here. I've had them written down for a long time, guys. If you can just do those, it takes literally an hour or two a day, maybe even 3 hours. You know, it just depends on you if you utilize the overviews or not. If you can do that every day, it becomes a habit over and over. You know, 21 days to form a habit. After time, your results are going to change. Your current identity, who you are, become a chairman goals, do them every day. Your results will change when your current identity changes. Whatever you're doing on a daily basis is what kind of results you're going to have, guys. And so in 3 months from now, you're going to see the results from right now. It's called the 3-month lag, guys. So I want to share something real quick, guys. Something that really helped my business is whoever your top, let's say 5 to 10 leaders are in your team. What you want to do, my mom was actually in network marketing for 15 years. I had no clue. I literally would go into her kitchen and there would be like 50 parents and families. And I'm like, I don't know what's going on. This is her job. I'm 16. I'm going to go keep getting high. You know, that's what I was doing. I was at that age. But, you know, she told me something that dramatically changed my business. You know, dramatically, guys. You want to do individual leadership calls for your top 5 to 10 people on your team. What you want to do, guys, is you want to basically help your top 5 to 10 leaders map out their game plan. You want to keep them be accountability partners. You want to help them get to their next rank. If you are, you know, let's say X rank, let's say you're a P2000 and you don't really have that many ranks on your team, you're doing something wrong. You know, there should be ranks popping left and right. If you're a P2000, you should be a P150 factory, just tons of P150s, a lot of P600s, guys. This is all about creating leaders, helping other people make money. So some of the things that you can talk about on these calls with, you know, on the individual calls with your team, I'm going to kind of tell you them right now. You know, actually, I know them off the top of my head. I'll just tell you them right now. All right. So when you're on a call with someone, it's a 20-minute call, nice and quick. Do this with your top leaders, okay? Write their name down. You want to make sure you both have a notebook out. So you want to write their name down. You want to basically write down the date and write down which leadership call it is. You want to do it once a week, all right? First leadership call, write that. Number 1, first thing you want to do, guys, I'd write these down. You want to say, all right, so this call is about establishing your team, building your business, helping you earn residual income. What is your 30, 60, and 90-day goals? Help them figure that out. If they're too low, give them a little nudge. Remember, abundance, maximize their goals, make them big, okay? So the first one is, what's your 30, 60, 90-day rank goals, all right? The next thing you want to ask them is, what do you think you have to focus on? Ask them this. What do you think you got to focus on to achieve those goals? And have them list stuff out. You know, make bullet points of it. You want to extract their brain. What is going on in their brain? What do they think they got to focus on? Remember, we're trying to create leaders. It's all about creating leaders. Don't worry about the volume in your business. Worry about producing leaders, not producing volume, producing leaders, guys. So you say, what do you think you got to focus on? After they kind of name off some stuff, help them, you know, a few other things that they got to focus on. You know, this is focusing, not necessarily the daily goals yet. Okay. The next thing you want to do, guys, remember, this is about them talking more than you. The next thing you want to do, guys, is you want to ask them, what success have you had so far with achieving that 30-day goal and the 60 and 90-day goals? What success have you had so far? Ask them that. And they're going to tell you. If they can't figure out because they think they've just been doing terrible, remember, you don't see the success. You don't see the physical results for a long time. You don't see them for a long time. It comes way down the road. It's about helping them understand you're getting better at communication. You've been getting better at inviting. You've been, you know, practicing your leadership skills. You've been doing better at posting on social media. Help them identify things, you know, that's important. Then you want to ask them, what struggles have you been having? This is a big one. What struggles have you been having with accomplishing those goals? And they're going to tell you, they're going to be like, everyone says no. They call me a scammer. Even my mom yells at me. They're going to tell you all the negative things, and you just got to, you know, listen to them, write them down, help them identify all the struggles they've been having. And if they don't say one that you know they've been having, you'll go ahead and mention it. That's important too. Then you want to ask them, what do you think you got to overcome? How can we overcome these goals or these struggles that you've been having? What do you think we got to do to overcome them? And let them, say their 2 cents on what they think they got to do. And then also add in your 2 cents with it. Okay. So overcoming these struggles. All right. Now you want to ask them, all right, now that these are what you got to do to overcome it. What are the daily goals that you have to do to accomplish this 30, 60, and 90-day goal? Okay. That's where these come in. These are the daily goals, guys, that I just had you write down. Okay. You want to basically list off those daily goals, and especially ones that they haven't been doing. Post on social media, reach out to 10 people a day, hold 2 to 3 meetings a day, sign a person up a day, all these things, guys. Follow up with 10 to 20 people a day. Help them identify the daily goals so they know exactly what it is. Again, you're both writing it down. Then to end out the call, who are 5 new people, if you had to right now, that you could reach out to about this business? And who are 5 people that you could follow up with right now that you've already talked to about with this business? What are their names? Ask them for their names for each one. 5 new people and 5 people you could follow up with. This is helping them identify their next prospects, the next people, the next steps. It gets them going. So guys, what I did when my business fell from 75 to like 3, 4, 5 people, I texted all of them. I'm like, all right. I'm like, hold on, before you quit, let's do a leadership call. All right, we're going all in again. And it was Jake Bloomstrand. It was Cole Wild, a few other people that quit, guys. And I literally did these calls with them. I literally was like, I asked them every single one of these questions, and it got them focused again. I said, all right, next week, same time, we're going to do this exact same call. Let's make sure, and we'll be accountability. Let's see what you did over this course of the week. And I'm telling you guys, if they don't do the daily goals and everything that you just went out of your way to help them do, if they don't do it, do one more leadership call with them. But if they don't do it again, don't even waste your time on them. Whoop, on to the next leader. All right. Your time is valuable. If you really want to become chairman, you have valuable time at your hands. The goal is to hit chairman in 90 days. Let's run. And so that's why you identify leaders. One of the best advice is stick with the momentum wherever it is. Let's say, I'll just use the people who talk tonight. Let's say Brooke was hustling like crazy. I'm working with Brooke. She's hustling, putting in tons of work, setting up tons of meetings over and over and over and over. And, she happens to get a new hustler that joined the team. But, Brooke's business has been kind of exploding. So she randomly takes her foot off the gas and is, just MIA, not there hustling, not setting up meetings, not even on the leadership calls, not stuff like that. I'm going to adjust right to the person who wants to hustle, the next person who wants to be chairman. I want to go right to them. And that doesn't mean I'm done, hustling with Brooke. It just means that the second she's ready to hustle again, right back to her. Let's go. You got to stick with the momentum, stick with whoever's hungry at all times, Don't sit there and waste your time trying to push dead bears up trees. That was the best advice Joey Wilson ever gave me. I was like, dude, my team fell from 75 to 5 people. I'm like, how do I get them all going again? What do I do? He was like, I was like, how do I get them active again and get them to build and be motivated like they were 3 months ago? He goes, dude, don't push dead bears up trees. He says, go put in new personals. Go put in new blood. We need new blood in your business. We need new leaders, new prospects, new signups, new just monsters to hustle with. And that's what I did. I took the 5 guys, and I think there was a girl on the team, and we just made a brand new list of 200 people and just attacked it. Didn't give a damn about what people said, guys. Nowadays, we didn't think this when we started, but we'll message people till they say yes, no, or they block us. Because if they block us, they weren't meant to be in our life anyways. They could just say no, and that's cool. And so that's kind of the approach we take. Maybe you want to be that aggressive, maybe not, but I know that we're hungry and we want to win. So that's what we're going to do, guys. So hopefully that individual leadership call will help you guys a lot. It absolutely changed everything about my business when I got really close with the leaders. You want to know everyone on your team. You want to know every single person on your team at all times. Know their goals, know where they are, make sure they're set up, make sure they have bookmarks done on their Google Chrome, make sure they have their broker set up, make sure they understand how to get on videos. You should work the hardest in your entire business. No one should be working harder than you. If you got someone working harder than you, your business is going to get lopsided, or it might not grow to the potential that it really has, guys. So I was going to share some stuff from Alex Morton, some notes that we took from his leadership call, guys. It's 9 o'clock, though. The overview did just start. So hopefully you gained some value on this call. We'll hold another one next week, and I'm going to go over some of these things right here because they're absolutely crazy, guys. Their mindset about being a chairman. But if you gained some value on the call, guys, go ahead and drop some 2s in the chat. Let's get some 2s in the chat. That's a number no one ever drops. Let's get it. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Reach out to Brooke, Jade, Jay, any of us. I don't care if you're on my team at all. 0. I do not care. Feel free to reach out to me. I'll give you any sort of advice I have to help you get to the next step that you're trying to go to, guys. All right. So have an awesome night. It's Thursday night. Utilize the weekends. That's 24 to 48% of your week, guys. All right. Let's get after it. Peace out, y'all.